Hello, Lap Mems. I am sorry for the delay again. But, oh, geez. Hang on one second. Let me fix that. Boo. Oh, gee. Oh, whoa, right. Let me change the. There we go. Turn it down. Learn as you go. Anyway, like I was saying, I'm sorry for the delay of this stream. I had intended to go live at 4 my time. That's 4 Eastern. But then I decided, nah, it's better if I wait until after I eat. Which I have, so here I am. Now, the last time I ended rather abruptly, which I am sorry for. But that's a little bit too bright now. But the reason was I felt that was a good place to end because we just met a brand new character. And on that note, let's continue. She's a young girl. She's real no matter how I cut it. Also, for anyone that's been following this on YouTube, I am sorry for the title of the last one. I kind of spoiled her name. She's not animated, and she's not a polygonal model, or polygonal model, however you want to say it. She looks like a real live girl. Is she a ghost? And there she said her own name. The girl's mouth moves in sync with her voice. Dang it, hang on. I hear her voice coming from the Pokecom speakers. There is some static, but I can hear her. Okay, that is adorable. Even when I put the Pokecom into sleep mode, her voice comes through. No way. No, no, no way. uh, this is ridiculous. A ghost? Please. I finally get it now. It's all clear now. There is no ghost in Uchiga Park. This girl is. She's an Iro app. An AI. That AR just now, that power mark, was most definitely her activation switch. It's not that she looks real. She is real. There's an idol or an actress who served as the model. Then they took the video of that model and are controlling it as CG. There's nothing special about this technology. I mean, not a day goes by where you don't see CG people on TV who look just like the real deal. Yeah, hell, even the girl in front of me, upon closer inspection, has traces of processing in the color of her hair. God, I'm such a dope for getting scared over this. What a dumb punchline. The AI girl spins her palms around the top of her head for some reason. It's like she's receiving some sort of signal. She doesn't even try to answer my question. I have no clue how many years ago the system got added, but I guess it doesn't have the ability to answer autonomously. This is so embarrassing. I've been seriously talking to an Eero app this whole time. Which is kind of funny considering how this game started. Oh, her voice. Okay, that's cool. I think. Oh, excuse me. I try answering her, and she responds with a charmingly innocent and happy smile. Aw. She's not gonna let that one go, is she? Hold on, did she just say my name? How do you think? Think back to when this whole adventure started. Did she steal that info from my geotag when we were talking just now? Geotag info doesn't contain anything too sensitive, but I don't like the idea of someone taking my personal info. I got careless because of how she looks. There's no way for me to know if this AI is harmless or not. It's because you said it. Yeah, again, it's because you said it. I knew she was Sister Centipede. The AI character pays no mind to the fact that I've raised my guard against her, and instead continues to smile. Yep, like I said, since this whole thing started. Or that works too. The last time I watched a rocket launch was 8 years ago. Has this AI been running for that long? A chill runs down my spine. This ghost-like thing has been watching me this entire time? Meanwhile, I've been playing Kill Ballad here like it was no big deal. Aww. She has a troubled look on her face. Aww. These expressions are probably just part of her programming. No, but well, There's another AI running around? The cold sweat drips down my back. I quickly glance around, but of course there's no sign of anyone. It's just an Eero app after all. Oh.
Huh?
Okay. Change over? What? What does that mean? No. Of course, that's the reason. She then closes her eyes tight and looks like she's stiffened up. Is she waiting for me to tap on her? Is this a trap? If I tap on her, will she take even more of my personal info? Phishing scams like this were popular for a while. I think it's that one. Uh, but if this is just a scam, I'd be the only one affected. What if tapping her does something nuts like launch missiles hidden nearby and end up starting World War III? Oh god, not World War III again. I can't say the possibility is zero. I force a smile on my face and shake away my jitters. For now, I'll see where this AI takes me. I tap Irie's body on my Pokecom screen. Hey. Just like that, the tone of her voice changes. The innocence in her expression totally vanishes and she becomes somewhat distant. Okay. Ah. Huh. Report 1, November 7th, 2009. Okay, that was funny.
ションよりもリアリティのあるコミュニケーションが可能となっています。
I'm completely overwhelmed. I've never seen anything like this before. Hell, I'm pretty sure I saw nothing like this in Tokyo. The level of quality on this thing is striking. But at least it's not a phishing scam or a ghost. I can chill for a sec.
それでなんで俺の名前を知ってるわけ？
アイリの運用が開始されたのは2008年12月24日となります。
Okay, Christmas Eve 2008. Alright. That was about 10 years ago. I was still a grade schooler at the time.
宇宙が丘公園にやってくるヤシオ様のことを当該のアイリは以前からよくお見かけしていました。そこでゲジネーがヤシオ様の個人情報についてネット上から取得しデータベースに保存しました。なお、個人情報保護法に基づき収集した個人情報についてご本人の同意なしに第三者に提供することはありません。
Interesting. Wait, what? What was that?
これまでの声やメールは全部君っていうかアイリなの？
What was that beep? And let me save.
音声システムあるいはメールにより接触を図ろうとしたのは事実です。その回数は8年間累計で29回に及びます。
29 times over 8 years. Oh my gosh.
そんなに？俺が気づいてない時もあったのかな？
ヤシオ様が何らかの反応を示した回数は29回中3回となります。
俺って鈍感だな。
Well, at least he admits it. Not that it feels all that great having a ghost stalker. Either way, I was probably too focused on Kill Bell to notice.
で、アイリはなんで俺に接触してきたわけ？
興味を持ちました。
興味を持った？
That's kind of vague. Is this thing really an AI?
公園にやってくる地元の住民はアイリにとって理想的な観察対象です。中でもヤシオ様はアイリの年齢設定にも近かったため最優先接触対象に選択されました。
聞いてないけど。
29回の接触実験が試みられコミュニケーションに成功したのは本日が初めてです。なお、ゲジネより何度か通知のメールも送付しています。
文字化けしてたけどね。
How was I supposed to read any kind of intent from those?
とにかく幽霊みたいにこの近くをうろうろしてたわけだ。ちょっとした話題になってるのは知ってる？
認識しています。
That's what I thought.
アイリの目撃例が急増した理由としては2009年日本におけるフォンドロイド通称ポケコンの普及率は内閣府消費動向調査では約 5.4%、 2019年では約 87.1% となっています。ポケコンの普及率拡大により10年前には制約の大きかった運用テストを広範囲で実施することができるようになったことが影響していると分析します。
The more people who own a Pokecom, the more people there are to report sightings of the AI girl.
アイリは10年前からこの場所に設置されていましたが、全運用時間のおよそ9割はスリープ状態でした。
Hmm.
そのため、コミュニケーション時の音声出力システムにバグが発生していました。先ほどヤシオ様からアクセスされたことでトラブルを認識し、現在問題は解決しました。
そのヤシオ様ってやめてくれない？
では、お好きなニックネームをご登録ください。登録には1、アイリジオタグに入力していただく方法、2、音声として発音していただく方法、3、ニックネームとして使いたいデータへのリンクを提示していただく方法があります。
2番で。
では、音声をどうぞ。
まあ妥当なところでヤシオさんとかヤシオくんとか。
認識しました。まあ妥当なところでヤシオさんとかヤシオくんとか。
それギャグで言ってる？その程度の音声認識能力しかないの？
Huh. She went quiet. Maybe she can't answer. Or maybe you shouldn't. Maybe the first part of that should have been in your head, Kaito. Ever think of that, huh?
今のはなし。もう一度やり直させて。
キャンセルしました。では、音声をどうぞ。
ヤシオさん。
認識しました。ヤシオさんでよろしいですか？
よろしいです。
かしこまりました。この情報はアイリにも適用されます。ヤシオさん、よろしくお願いします。
Her face expressionless, she bows to me.
で、アイリちゃんさ、お願いがあるんだよね。これから先、俺に話しかけてくるのやめてくんない？俺はあの公園で集中してゲームしたいんだよね。いきなり声かけられると集中できないわけで。
かしこまりました。
よろしくね。愛理ちゃんにもそう言っといて。
That's one problem solved. I'm glad I was able to finally get my peaceful gaming life back.
で、君を引っ込めるにはどうすればいいわけ？
You might want to try tapping right here.
引っ込めるとはどのような意味でしょうか？アイリを再度お呼びしますか？
違う違う。ここに入ってきた時は君はいなかったじゃん。俺がこの電源マークをいじったから出てきたんでしょ？またスリープモードにするにはもう一度このマークをタップすればいいの？
当該マークはアイリおよびゲジネーのスリープモード移行スイッチではありません。
I was wrong. Okay, so what is that then?
あ、違うんだ。じゃあ何なの？
警告。ゲストユーザーにはアクセス権はありません。
え？
レポートファイルをタップした後、ジオタグにパスワードを入力してください。
Report file? Is she referring to the power mark? Sister Centipede mentioned something about a report file during her initial introduction too.
レポートファイルにアクセスするユーザーに対し、専門的で高度なナビゲートを行います。
Yeah. That.
当該のアイリが関連付けられているレポートナンバー1は、西暦2009年11月7日に記述されました。
A report. And it's locked. I solved the ghost issue, but now an even bigger mystery has appeared. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Regardless, this AI app named Irie is related to this report file and has been in this crappy place for 10 years. Almost like it's guarding the report. What if this is related to the mysterious buzzing sound too? Irie and that sound must be related. Uchugaoka Park is just a humble little park in the middle of nowhere. There aren't many places where one could set up a mysterious device without the locals catching on. Judging by the spreading rumors and the like, it's clear that all roads lead to the Minamitane Community Center. So, what are my options? There's only one. I don't know the password, and I am not interested in whatever the report has to say.
じゃあ帰るよ。
ヒドゥンハンド。
Well, that's a thing.
Huh?
Yeah. Ah?
パスワードは HIDDENHAND ヒドゥンハンド。
Nice. What's she saying? Was that the password just now? She just blurted it out? Well, thanks, Irie.
なんで教えてくれたの？
Because she wants you to access the file, stupid.
アイリが教えても良いと判断し、ゲジネーはそれに従いました。
That's one hell of a security leak. Someone should look into that. Seriously. Should an AI programmer really be doing stuff like this? Probably not, but meh.
参ったね、どうも。
Well, crap, thanks. Yeah, right. It feels like I'm being guided.
やっぱりさ、君が現れたのって最初から罠なんじゃないの？
And she's silent again. Lovely. Irie does not answer. She doesn't even attempt to. Creepy. Though she normally talks like an AI program, every now and then she feels like a genuine person. Like right now. She's gone completely quiet, refusing to answer my questions. There's no change to her facial expression. But her eyes are trained on me. It's like she's silently trying to appeal to me. Creepy. Irie is actually easier to talk to because she's so fake. There's the thing. Hey. I look through my Pokécom screen and set my sights on the power mark in the corner floating inconspicuously. It's a geotag that doesn't exist in the real world. Tap. The speech bubble appears over the power mark. Password, eh? The color of the power mark changes. Green. All green it is then.
ようこそ、ヤシオさん。このタグに関連付けられたテキストデータは、イルオサーバ内のシークレットファイルです。位置情報、北緯30度40分、東経130度90分。
Nice.
コードネーム、君島レポート、ナンバー1、西暦2009年11月7日に記述されました。作成者、君島光。最終更新者、君島光。最終アクセス、2011年8月31日。
君島？
君島光に関する履歴をヤシオさんのポケコンに転送します。
Thank you.
君島光はリアルタイム AR マッピングアプリケーションイルオの元統括ディレクターです。 1977年12月9日生まれ、愛知県出身。2000年京都大学理学部卒。大学在学中に株式会社幸せ 4U を設立し、代表取締役に就任。イルオ開発をスタートさせました。去年32歳。
Jeez. He's dead, huh? If these Kimijima reports are text files that Kimijima Co. secretly hid on the servers, does that mean they're like his testament?
ほんと勘弁してほしいよね。
Yeah, I'm right there with you, dude. Come on, man, give me a break here. This is way heavier than I expected.
やっぱり俺帰るわ。今のは見なかったことにするから、そっちももう干渉してこないでよ。
君島レポートナンバー1はすでにヤシオさんのポケコンにダウンロードを完了しています。いつでもアクセスし読み込むことが可能です。不明な点については音声または添付のリンクから相入りのトラブルシューティングを呼び出してください。今後ゲジネーが対応します。
Wait, I can see this stuff on my Pokecom at any time?
勝手なことしてくれちゃって。
I didn't just wake a sleeping dog. I woke a goddamn Cerberus. Everything about this is sketchy. So much so that I feel like throwing up. Irie, Sister Centipede, this Kimijima Co. guy, even this report file. I never wanted to know that something this weird was hidden in a place I visit frequently, only 10 minutes from home.
ゲジネーモードを終了しますか？
Yes.
ご勝手に。
終了します。
Irie blinks her eyes a few times to refocus, then looks at me and slightly tilts her head.
お兄ちゃん、帰っちゃうのですか？
Aw. What an innocent, puzzled expression. She almost sounds lonely. Man, that's one hell of a high-speed character change. It just pisses me off even more.
じゃあ、これでお別れです。これからは、愛理は一切お兄ちゃんに声をかけたりしません。
She says that, but...
さよならです。
She wears a smile on her face as she waves goodbye to me.
ああ、さよなら。
Heh, peace. I'm relieved hearing that she's remembered not to meddle in my business anymore. Still, I don't want her responding to me any further, so I casually wave as I exit the building. Oh, boy. Wait, this is different. Are we playing as Subaru's dad here? Okay, that's weird. Anyway. By the time I return home from fishing, it's just before noon. I've been getting home around this time for years now. A decade ago, I'd usually be back after noon. The reason is simple. Recently, the catches have been underwhelming. And compared to a decade ago, my earnings have fallen by almost half. After all that wasted effort, I find myself dragging my feet before sitting on the tatami mat. There's already a cold bottle of beer on the table for me. I always have a beer after returning from fishing. It's my daily custom. My wife is hurriedly preparing lunch in the kitchen. There's no sound of... What? Or... Okay, yeah, that's probably it then. There's no sign of my parents who live with us. They must be working out in the fields. I take a pack of cigarettes out from my pocket for a smoke, but there's none left inside.
おい、タバコ。
The response from my wife in the kitchen is delayed. She sounds like she can't stop what she's doing.
はい、自分で取ってくる。
Yep, that's what I thought we're playing is. Ugh. Irritated, I stand up and head to the shelf by the entrance where the carton is stored. On the way, I pass by my son's room. The sliding door is open. For some reason, I stop. My son Subaru is at school around this time, so naturally he isn't in his room. Unless my morning fishing trip gets canceled, I never see my son during the morning hours. I'm concerned, as Subaru has been acting strangely ever since he went to Kagoshima at the end of June. He's been somewhat restless, unable to focus even. In particular, I've noticed that he's been avoiding making eye contact with me. I wonder why. When I ask my wife if she knows anything, she's giving me stupid answers like, he's just at that age. As his father, I'm a little concerned. After graduating, it'd be an issue if he didn't come fishing with me. He's inheriting my work after all. My wife wants to send him to college, but we don't have the money for that. That's why I'm especially concerned about my son's distant attitude. There was a time when Subaru was extremely rebellious. He said he wanted to go to university for robotics engineering, but I naturally opposed this, fiercely. So, since that's happened once before, I'm worried he might say something ridiculous again. For reasons even I don't really know, I enter my son's room. It's a tidy and clean room with few personal decorations to speak of. In fact, it's so clean that I find it hard to believe it belongs to a young man his age. My son can be pretty responsible in some ways. He's completely different than me in that sense. He must get that from his mother. What am I doing? Snooping around my son's room. What am I, a jilted lover? What's the point of this? Subaru once made me a promise. He said that after he graduates, he'd inherit my work. Isn't it a father's duty to trust his son? I sigh, then begin to take my leave. Just then, a piece of paper sticking out of a textbook on his study desk enters my line of sight. My son's room is tidy, so this one thing stands out like a sore thumb. It draws my attention. Without thinking too much, I pull the piece of paper out. I assumed it was a test sheet or something, but it isn't. In my son's handwriting is a list of difficult words, almost like some kind of code. I'm a fisherman, so I ain't too educated. I have no idea what any of this says. But I do know what he's writing about.
ロボット。
混乱に乗じて密かに緩やかに完膚なきまでに人類社会を崩壊させる計画が実行されてしまう恐れがあるのだ。
Okay, then what? Daitoku-san is reading the text on my Pokemon screen out loud. I figured an urban legend maniac like her might know something. In the end, curiosity got the best of me, and I read all of the Kimijima report. The contents of the report struck me as something that Daitoku-san would be into.
ど
なんだか難しい内容だね。
うなんかさ、妄想炸裂って感じがするわけよ。
でもオーロラのことについて書かれてあるけど、これ当たってるよ。
She's right. It did. Since 2012, the sun has been highly active. This made the aurora visible even at lower latitudes. If this file really was written in 2009, that means it accurately predicted what happened.
あと太陽嵐のことも。
あ、そうだよ。2015年だったよね。コンピューターとかが世界中で故障したのって。
15年クラッシュでしょ。でもレポートに書かれてる内容はこうだ。12年、15年、19年、20年に太陽嵐で深刻な被害が出るってね。実際には12年には大きな被害は出てないんだ。
Yeah, indeed, nothing happened.
2012年って私たちが子供の頃、結構話題になってたよね。マヤの暦が終わる年だったから、それと結びつけて地球は滅びちゃうんだっていう終末論をよくやってた。
Yep. That was a thing. Latitude. And as we all know, that never happened. The world will end when it's supposed to. Which won't be for a very long time. Hopefully.
...2012年滅亡説を題材にしてね、ハリウッド映画なんかも作られたぐらいだし。
Yep. And one was just called 2012. But nothing actually happened.
ちなみに今年はもう7月も途中だけど、太陽嵐のニュースとかって見た？
ない。逆に全くないっていうのがちょっと怖いかな。隠蔽されるってそのレポートにも書いてあるし。
どうかな。
Would it even be possible to suppress information from an organization like NASA? Though I guess giant organizations with immense sway are off the subject of conspiracy theories. As a dude living in the middle of nowhere, it all just seems like silly fantasy tripe. The problem with conspiracy theories is that once you start questioning things, it never ends. Ain't that the truth? Like an obsession, any trivial thing can be tied to a theory. At that point, it's just delusion.
この短い文章の中に組織の名前がいっぱい出てくるよね。NASA とか旅ストックとかとある組織とかテロ計画をしようとする組織とか。
A certain organization. A group plotting an act of terrorism.
この中でね、とある組織っていう書き方はこの文章の性質を考えるとなんかその変かもって思った。
Yeah, it's weird.
殺されるかもしれないからこっそり誰かに伝えるために残したものならこれ告発文書でしょ？
Yes. Yes, it would.
それなら情報はぼかさないはずだし。
確かにこれじゃ誰に向けて発信しているのか謎だよね。ちなみにさ、これを書いた君島光って人の名前に聞き覚えある？
Datuka-san shakes her head horizontally in response. Her smile is somewhat strained.
聞いたことないかな。ごめんなさい。
I figured.
でもね、この文章の内容はよくわからないけど、ヤシオくんがこれを見つけた時の状況は面白いかなって。
I kind of have to agree. That is pretty fascinating in a way. Fascinating?
種子島のあちこちにそんな怪文書が隠されてるかもしれないんでしょ？
Oh, there are. This report is designated number 1, which means there could be a number 2 and beyond. Not that there's any guarantee of that.
探したくなっちゃうかな。
探してみたら。手がかりは女の子の幽霊だよ。
幽霊じゃなくてなんとかアプリだってヤシオくん言わなかった？
Yep. I think it introduced itself as a navigation interface app or something.
何にせよ、他のファイルがあるとしたら、その近くにはイルオでしか見えない女の子がうろうろしてる。
そう。機会があったらなんとなく探してみるね。
Daitoka-san's smile is clearly forced. I probably shouldn't expect much. Whoa!
どうも、今日もお綺麗で。
Mizuka-san gives me a bored look, then goes back to sorting sales slips.
スポンサー探しの件かい？それならめぼしいところは見つかってないから出直し的な。
Oh, that's right. I had her doing that too. I wonder how things went with the Space Candy Company. Has Akio made any progress with the president?
その件じゃなくて、ちょっと聞きたいことがあって。
情報が欲しいなら分かってんだろ？
Oh, not this again. For just a moment, Mizuka-san's languid eyes regain their brilliance.
水香さんって本当にド S だと思う。
Ha! Yeah. Yeah, she is. Oh. But who's the one who keeps... Yeah, who's the one that keeps doing it? Huh?
あんたは地元名物の特産品を買うことで地域振興の役に立ってるんだよ。立 じゃないか。
じゃあ水香さんも一緒に食べる？
嫌だね。
I thought she would say that. This woman is a demon.
でもこんなことのために苦しみたくないんだよな。
Just get it over with, man.
とりあえずさ、聞くだけ聞いて判断してもらえないかな。
ああ、まったく。口だけは達者になっちゃって。
Mizuka-san shrugs and stops sorting the sales slips.
言ってみな。
Nailed it. I lean in closer to Mizuka-san.
とある人物のことをなんとなく調べてるんだ。今回は水香さんも知らないってんならそれ以上無理して調べる気はない。
もったいぶってるんじゃないよ。こっちは忙しいんだ。
How so? I'm literally the only other person in the store.
多分島の人間じゃないとは思うし、しかも何年も前に亡くなってるんだけど。君島こうっていう人聞いたことある？
The very moment I say his name. All of the color drains from Mizuka-san's face, almost as if someone poked a hole in it. I've never seen her react like this before. I might be as shocked as she is. Does she actually know this guy?
どこで？
I think she does.
どこでその名前を？
I didn't fail to notice that Mizuka-san's lips were trembling slightly as she muttered this. Okay, this is interesting. The elevator door opens heavily. The office that I step into is deserted. The 17th floor of the Exoskeleton Company HQ in Aoyama is exclusively occupied by the hug testing department. While I'm usually doing PR work on TV, my real occupation is as a test pilot for hug prototypes. 3 million hug units have been sold worldwide, but only a small number of the existing series models are for sale. Oof. Most prototypes never see the light of day, only undergoing repeated tests in the department. It's closing hours, so the lights are off in the test chamber. Excuse me. The pilots who work overtime are nowhere to be found. I already checked beforehand, but I take out my Pokecom anyway to reconfirm if there are still people left in the office. Things remain unchanged, which means there's only one person still here. I head straight to the section chief's room. The office door is wide open. I look inside the room to see Sawada sitting in his chair, looking at a monitor mounted to the wall. I then step into the room. I close the door behind me. Sawada gives me a quick glance, then appears to point me to the monitor with a jerk of his chin. On the monitor, footage from the Robo 1 Grand Finals that took place a few days ago is being shown. But it's not the footage aired on TV. It's video taken from the venue's guest seats that day. He probably acquired it from someone in the audience. He truly is a cunning man.
見たか？
試合でしたら。
いや、彼の動きだ。
It's obvious which of the two operators he's referring to.
オンエア版ではオペレーターが映っていなかったからな。映っているものを探すのは骨が折れた。
おっしゃっていただければ私が手配しましたが。
必要ない。君は忙しいだろう。それよりも彼だ。
Sawada points the pen he was filling with at the monitor.
やはり一時的にではあるが、常軌を逸した動きを見せている。あの時感じた違和感は気のせいではなかった。彼は異常だよ。間違いなくね。少なくとも人間技ではない。
その少年についての調査報告をまとめました。ご覧になりますか？
ずいぶん時間がかかったな。
どういう意味でしょうか？
邪推するつもりはない。報告を聞こ
う。データを転送します。
I fiddle with my Pokecom.
メール受信。
Sawada receives it and looks at his own Pokecom screen.
八潮海斗、現在18歳。2001年5月5日生まれ。鹿児島県種子島出身。職業は学生。9年前のアネモネ号事件の被害者の一人です。
ほう。
Sawada's sharp gaze pierces through me.
では、あの超人的な動きには沈黙の兵器が関係していると？
The silent weapon?
はい。
I am confused.
八潮海斗の反射神経の急激な上昇は実験の後遺症です。
Experiment? Well, that was a way to end it. But don't worry, I'm not ending the stream there. My monthly custom oiling gun build 1. Once I start, it takes about an hour of solid work. Maybe it's because it's hotter than last month, but I notice I'm soaked in sweat. Actually, I did maintenance in my school uniform last month, and Kai almost saw my underwear. But I'm wearing my proper work clothes today, so I've got nothing to worry about. Plus, I can sweat all I want. I put the oiler back on the shelf. I pop open a lukewarm skull that's been sitting around for a few hours. Ugh. I'm not really a fan of lukewarm soft drinks, but take what you can get. The wind's pretty strong today. And because we're in a new chapter, I'm going to save. My sweat cools me down, making me feel a little chilly. I lay up against the hangar wall and look up at the incomplete gun build 1. A lot has changed in a month. I went to Tokyo, did Great Robo 1, and got another person to join the club. Still stored with his upper and lower body separate, gun build 1 obviously doesn't reply. I pick up the notebook sitting on the shelf and flip through its pages. This is the production notebook for the gun build project. You could also call it the last 10 years of the Robotics Club's history. Completion of gun build 1 is, as of 2019, stuck at around 70%. Hey, that's better than nothing. No new sections have been added after I became the president. the upper body section stands upright, but it doesn't have arms or a head, so it is basically just a big block of steel. The design on the chest kind of looks like a pair of eyes, which makes the whole torso resemble a face. The armor is pretty much complete. Most of the upper body is occupied by the cockpit. Though I guess it'd be more accurate to say that the column-shaped cockpit is covered and hidden by the armor. The cockpit hasn't been wired up yet, so all it has is a seat with a backrest. Since they're not that important, the arms and head haven't been added yet. They're just decorative, they don't move. For the record, both arms are already complete. They've been carefully stored in a corner of the hangar for years. As a personal aside, we definitely have to reproduce Gunbarrel's trademark scarf. But by my calculations, I'll need a long cloth around 7 to 8 meters in length. So it'll be hard on the budget. Ouch. The lower body is lying down on the floor. The main section of Gunbuild 1 isn't the upper body, it's this one. The greatest essential function of Gunbuild 1 is to walk, after all. His legs are extremely important. Although only the right leg is complete. Yikes. It's supposed to have 6 servo motors, but I still only have 3. That's why I can't build the left leg. Out of everything on Gunbuild 1, those cost the most. The servo motors are too big, so they have to be custom made. Oh, wow. By the way, the one making them for us is none other than Doc at the Robot Clinic. Yeah, whatever. That oldie but goodie is really skilled when it comes to these things. But I still haven't paid him back, which means I can't go there yet. Oof. If I showed up at the Robot Clinic without his money, he'd ice me in a heartbeat. Anyway, that is why progress on Gunbuild 1 has been less than satisfactory. It's frustrating that I've barely had anything to add to the production notebook. I sigh, then look outside. The boys, Kai and Subaru, are playing with their hobby robot. They both have serious expressions on their faces. It looks like they have zero intention of helping me with maintenance. But in some ways, that's kind of refreshing.
結局この構図なんだよな。
It was this past spring when the Robotics Club dropped down to 2 members. I'd be out of breath in the hangar, covered in sweat and oil, while Kai sat around happily playing games. Even though Super has joined the crew, nothing has changed.
そう変わってないんだよ。
Despite the last month being so eventful, nothing's changed at all. Are we really going to be able to complete Gunbuild 1 before the expo? A strong wind blows across the old airport apron. It's way too strong, causing M45 at my feet to shake and lean to the side. Subaru manages to support with his hands before it topples over. I stretch out while still holding my Pokecom, vacantly gazing out of the runway. The sky to the west is dyed light orange. Oh, that is so pretty.
スバルくんさ、 何ですか？ロボワン3回優勝したんだよね。で、優勝賞金っていくらだった？それぞれ500万です。
Whoa.
それどうしてるの？親に持ってかれた？必要最低限の額だけ残して、他は寄付しました。え、そうなの？そりゃもったいないね。なんで？まだ学生ですから。残りの管理もロボワン事務局に任せてます。M45 のパーツ代とか遠征費とかが必要になった時に事務局に連絡して引き出してるんです。ストイックだね。職人かたぎか。
That's actually kind of smart.
でもなんか事務局とべったりとも取れるけど、実はひいきしてもらってたりするんじゃないの？
Sorry about that.
そう思いたければどうぞ。冗談だよ。
I, of all people, know how skilled he is after our match.
あー、しかし喉乾いた。スバルくんさ、ちょっとコンビニまでひとっ走りしてジュース買ってきてくれない？俺フルーツサワーメロン、あとアキちゃん用にスコールも。お断りします。可愛げのない後輩だな。先輩面しないでくれますか？そういう前時代的な上下関係はヘドが出ます。それに僕はロボ部に望んで入ったわけじゃありませんから。でも暑くない？冷たいジュースを飲みたい気分でしょう。自販機が近くにあればな。ほんと不便な場所だよ。僕にとっては理想的な環境ですが。本気で言ってる？ええ、こんなに広くて人がいない場所はね。今まではこそこそ隠れて M45 をメンテしていたので。マスクマンは大変だね。
Although he might have reasons beyond that.
ちなみにさ、こいつ全然動かないんだけど。
For some time now, no matter how much I've tinkered with my Pokemon, M45 has not budged. Since the day before, Subaru had been trying to implement the KB control scheme into M45.
プログラムのどこかにミスがあったか。さすがに一日じゃどうにもならんでしょう。俺にテストプレイさせるならさ、もうちょっと洗練させてから持ってきてよ。昨日種子島新さんのプログラムを真似て作ってみようと思ったんですが、これは中途半端な知識では難しいかもと思い始めました。ブレアデス君ともあろうものが弱気じゃないか。僕はソフトウェアじゃありませんからね。どちらかといえばハードの方が得意なんです。それ言い訳？キルバラの操縦システムを再現できないって言うなら俺は降ろさせてもらうよ。
Make my intent clear, and Subaru bites his lip, frustrated.
やはりフルゴーリと話をつけるしかないか。
ヤシオくん。
お
I hear a voice I wasn't expecting, and then turn around to find a tiny girl standing before me. When our eyes meet, she bows slightly.
こんにちは。
おー、やっぱりちっちゃい。ああ、いや、なんでもないよ。それより大徳さんはどうしてこんなところに？
この前、ヤシオくんが言ったんだよ。一度でいいから顔出してって。
もしかしてロボ部入るの？
そういうわけじゃ。ただ、受験勉強するのって嫌になるよね。
Daitoko-san has a bashful expression on her face.
それについては100%賛成するよ。
Man, I didn't think she'd actually show up. She must really have a lot of free time now that she's retired from the karate club. This is my chance! When I forced Subaru into the club, I figured he'd help Akio here and there, leaving me as free as a bird to game. Yet, somehow, I ended up getting stuck playing Hobby Robots with him. Hell, I can't even keep an eye on Akio all that much now. I guess I screwed myself. But if I have this stray little lamb watching over Akio, I can at least relax a little. Though she seems a wee bit unreliable. But, hey, since she did karate, she should have solid reflexes. I might even be able to make her take my place as Gunville 1's pilot.
じゃあ大徳さん、心ゆくまでロボ部の活動を見てってよ。
I made it sound all grand and stuff, but we aren't actually doing much as a club. Subaru shows less than zero interest in Daitoko-san as he packs M45 away.
スバルくん、大徳さんに挨拶したら？仮にも君より上級生なんだからさ。
どうも。
Subaru briefly glances at Daitoko-san, then bows his head slightly.
彼はロボ部期待のホープ、2年の日高スバルくん。先週入部したばっかり。
大徳です。
Well, this is awkward. He has zero social skills. At least Akio knows Daitoko-san. I'll just have to leave things to her. I'm about to call into the hangar when a strong gust of wind blows by. Despite the fact that she does karate, the wind causes Daitoko-san to lose her balance.
ここ、遮るものが何もないから風強いんだよね。
大丈夫。でも、広いね。私、この空港、久しぶりに来た。
Normal people don't really tend to visit closed airports.
滑走路で寝るのがおすすめ。ただし、今の時期は昼間に寝ると死ねるから気をつけて。
なんだか気持ちよさそう。
What the heck was that scream? No sooner than I hear a shout, Akio comes dashing out of the hangar. She looks back and forth at me and Daitoko-san's faces like she's panicking.
ついにどっちか告白しちゃった。
Wow, Akio, way to misread the room.
あきちゃん、何くだらないこと言ってんの？
じゃあ、なんで？
Daitoko-san curls up, but I urge her forward.
ロボ部の 学に。そうなんだ。そっか、そっちか。
Akio's smile covers what seems like her entire face as she grabs both of Daitoku-san's hands firmly.
ようこそ歓迎するよ。ハンガーの中覗いてってほしいな。ガンツクワンを見たらね、きっとびっくりするよ。うん、そのお邪魔じゃなければ。全然、ぜひ見てて。それでロボ部に入ってくれると嬉しいな。もうね、最近そっちの男子2人がうちのこと無視してホビーロボでばっかり遊んでるんだよ。あ、ホビーロボっていうのは今スバルが片付けようとしてるちっちゃいロボのことね。でね、男子は男子で勝手にやってるから大徳さんが入ってくれればうちも女子連合軍を作れるわけ。
軍って誰と戦ってるんですか？
男子。
くだらないですね。
Subaru coldly spits out his words, or word, as it were, then starts messing with the program source code on his Pokecom attached to M45. And there he goes, off into his own little world. Dude just follows his own path.
もしかして私怒らせちゃった？いつもあんな感じだから気にしないでいいと思うよ。
That's actually kind of true.
ええ、気にしないでください。
ねえ、そんなことより大徳さん、今日この後一緒にロボクリニックに行ってくれない？なんで？パーツを加工するのにさ、あそこの設備をどうしても使わなきゃいけなくて。でもうち実はドクから借金踏み倒し中なんだ。顔合わせたら確実にひねり殺されちゃう。ひねりというわけで、孫の大徳さんを盾にすればなんとかなるかなーって。
Didn't you try this exact same strap before Robo 1 and fall on your face?
アキちゃんには卑怯者という称号を送るよ。
I love that. Aki-chan has earned the title of coward.
無理だから。
Daitoku-san enters full rejection mode. Her eyes are filled with tears as she desperately shakes her head from side to side.
その、お邪魔しました。私、帰るね。嘘。ロボクリニックのことは嘘。だから行かないで見学してって。
はあ、
Good grief. Could Akio be any worse at trying to persuade people? Akio ends club before sunset, then decides to hold a welcome party at the Ire General Store.
それじゃあ、新入部員のスバルとジュンを歓迎して、乾杯！
乾杯。
乾杯。
I'm actually impressed by how uncoordinated that was.
スバル、あなたのこと歓迎してるんだから少しはありがたがってよ。
別に頼んでませんから。おごってもらって感謝はしていますが、これを飲んだら先に帰らせてもらいます。
He then puts some distance between himself and us, drinking his bottle of barley tea.
相変わらず可愛くない後輩だな。ほらジュンは遠慮せずにグビッといっちゃってよ。グビッと。
まるでおっさんだね。
And when exactly did she start referring to Daitoku-san as Jun? The long and the short of it is that Daitoku-san joined the Robotics Club today after visiting. As I expected, Daitoku-san is helplessly weak when it comes to being pressured.
で、大徳さん、見学してみてどうだった？
One sec.
楽しかったよ。楽しかったけど。まさか今日のうちに入部してるなんて自分でも思ってなくて、なんかびっくりしてる。
アキちゃんが拝み倒してたからな。
Satisfied with herself, the president sips her skull.
ロボ苦手って言ってたけど、あのでかいロボは平気だった？
多分大丈夫。大きいのはまだ完成してないからだけなのかもしれないけど、でも小さいのは可愛くて平気だったよ。その話うちもさっき聞いたんだけど、ロボが苦手っていうよりね、ジュンの場合は特定のデザインの等身大ロボだけが苦手なんじゃないかな。
Yeah, that's probably it.
具体的に言うとどこのところにあるロボね。
アキちゃん見たことあるの？
Akio shakes her head.
ロボクリニックに開かずの扉があるのは気になってたんだ。きっとあの中にあるんだよ。開かないならもうそのままにしておいた方がいいと思う。
Yeah, I have to agree.
でも気になるじゃん。ロボクリニックって名乗ってるぐらいだからさ、人体を改造してロボにしちゃってたりして。あの倉庫に保管してあるロボは全部人間の脳を移植されてて、夜な夜な苦しみにうめく声が。やめてよ。
ああ、泣かした。
なんて嘘。ドクはいい人だよ。
Yeah, I don't know what's picking up on my stream here, but that might be the living room TV. Maybe, I don't know.
ケチだけど。
You are one to talk, considering you haven't even paid him back for the parts.
大徳さんさ、俺もこれから純ちゃんって呼ばせてもらうけど。
どうぞ。
純ちゃんこの前宇宙が丘公園に行ってからレポート探したりした？
なんかちょっと怖くて。何？
幽霊の正体。
何それ？宇宙が丘公園に幽霊が出るって噂があったの。
俺と純ちゃんの間では解決済みだけどね。
へえ、幽霊が出るなんて初めて知った。
Her information gathering skills must be weak.
でもどうせあれでしょ、その幽霊実は怪でしたってオチでしょ。
No, that would be way too easy.
日が 学出てからあそこの公園でいっつもゲームばっかりやってるもんね。
まあそういうことにしとくよ。今度純ちゃんから詳しく聞けばいい。
It's too much of a pain in the ass to explain.
じゃあさ純ちゃん、ピーガー音の正体の方はその後進展あった？
Daitoku-san, Juna slumps her shoulders.
わかんないかな。
It's gotta have something to do with Irie. It was way too dark to venture into, but I bet there's something on the first floor. There has to be. I feel like there's no mistaking it. But I really don't need more trouble. Which is why I don't intend on investigating myself.
でもね、ほら、ヤシオくん、この前言ってたでしょ。46秒間のフリーズ。あ、それニュースでやってたよね。うちもあの時ポケコン固まったよ。
Yep, it was a bug-like phenomenon that occurred all throughout Japan. The case is supposedly under investigation, but there's been no follow-up.
似たような現象起きてないかなって、調べてみたの。そしたら過去にも結構起きてて、例えばこれは東京限定でのことなんだけど、何百万人っていう人数のポケコンに全く同じタイミングで一斉にメールが届くって現象が続発したんだって。
Uh-oh. Exactly the same, huh?
同じ人が発信してたりして。個人じゃなかったみたい。緊急地震速報ってあるの知ってる？知ってる。地震が起きる直前になるんだよね。あれと同じ原理なんだって。一定のエリア内にいる人だけにキャリア会社がその情報を一斉送信するの。じゃあ緊急地震速報だったんじゃ。キャリア会社はそれを送ってないの。あれを物理的に送ることができるのはね、キャリア会社だけなのに。
Weird.
だから誰がどうやって送ったのか今も分かってないんだって。
Yeah, this whole thing is very suspicious.
警告音は緊急地震速報のものが使われてたらしいんだけど、届いた内容がちょっと怖くて、カゴメカゴメの歌詞だったの。
Oh, that song.
カゴメカゴメ、同様の？
Oh, no. Juno lightly nods.
それが1ヶ月くらいの間に10回も20回も来たらしくて。
それいつの話？
Juna gulps as if she's hesitant to answer, then turns her gaze to me. What is it?
2012年の9月と2015年3月。
Oh. I know I've seen those dates recently, but where? The Kimichima report. No, there's no goddamn way. It'd be ridiculous to force that connection. This is just a coincidence. If this is the only point that matches up, then it's not a big deal. Now, if it was like 10 or 20 different things, that'd be another story. There's no way that dead guy's delusion-filled testament is the real deal. Silence. The road in front of my eyes, the only national highway on the island, should have more cars driving by at this hour. But there are none. The silence surrounding us is deeply discomforting.
さっき話していた46秒間のフリーズですが
Oddly enough, the one to break the silence is Subaru, who, up until now, added nothing to the conversation. For someone who said he was going to leave soon, he seems to be enjoying hanging around.
電波障害ではなく医療の不具合が原因かもという議論もあります。
そうなんだ。
追放でそっち関係に詳しい学者とか専門家が独自に調査してるみたいで、イルオは今や全てのポケコンにプリインストールされてますからね。その不具合となれば当然日本中の全員に起きるわけです。
それってイルを削除しちゃえば不具合も起きなくなるのかな。
さあ、そこまでは。原因はまだ確定はしてませんから。じゃあ僕は帰りますんで。ジュースごちそうさまでした。
Subaru says that without making eye contact with any of us. He then gets on his scooter and zooms off. It happens so fast that we don't have time to react.
Kai.
It's then that Mizuka-san pokes her head out from the store and beckons me over.
ちょっと。
There are no customers inside the store.
ジュンってさ、子供の頃どんなアニメ見てた？サザオエさんとか、キテレツ百科事典とか。
Okay, I don't know about that second one, but that first one sounds like a parody of... Well, I'll explain when I open the tip. I was right. It is a parody of Sazai-san. And this one, I have no idea. I can hear Akio and Jun are talking outside through the window behind the register. Mizuka-san quietly closes the window.
水香さんのハグは大丈夫？
ああ、暴走事故のこと？なんで知ってんのさ。
ネットじゃその噂で持ちきりだよ。あ、いやごめん。ちょっと大げさに言った。
エグスケの人間は大丈夫だって言ってたけどね。
Mizuka-san shrugs her shoulders a little. She doesn't seem to be concerned.
昨日、宇宙が丘公園に行ってきてよ。
そうですか。
I instantly know what she's implying. This is about Kimiji Manako and Irie.
どこでその名前を。
The day before yesterday, when I casually mentioned Kimiji Mako, Mizuko-san was very clearly shaken up.
で、会えた？
いや、
Mizuko-san then shoots a sharp glare at me.
あんた私を担いだりしてるんじゃないだろうね。
まさか。
Why is she so skeptical?
飯塚さんを騙すような真似したら後が怖いってことはよーく知ってるからね。人のせいにする前に水香さんこそちゃんとポケコン持っていったわけ？あれがないと愛梨ちゃんは見えないよ。
持って行ったさ。
買ったの？
That's unexpected. Mizuko-san constantly proclaims she's an analog girl who doesn't have a Pokecom despite its 90% adoption rate here.
ミッチーに借りてね。
あ、そう。
3時間くらい粘ってみたけど、どこにもいなかった。
Kimiji Mako. And the reason why just mentioning his name was enough to shake Mizuko-san. I heard all about it the day before yesterday.
どこで？
え？
どこでその名前を？
何か知ってるわけ？
答えな。どこで君島の名前を？
宇宙が丘公園。廃墟の郷土館の中にさ、君島こうって人が書いたらしいテキストデータがあった。
テキストって何さ？
テキストもわかんないの？穴黒人間すぎでしょ。
カイ、今ここでパッションフルーツマンを2個連続で食いたいらしいね。
勘弁してよ。テキストデータは要するに手紙みたいなものだって。
I hurriedly bring up the Kimijima report on my Pokecom. Mizuko-san snatches it away from me and reads through the report, her expression deadly serious.
アイリっていう女の子を見たことは？
ああ、ある。水香さん、やっぱなんか知ってるでしょ。
知ってるよ。と言っても、そのレポートに書いてあるような小難しい話じゃない。10年くらい前、私はアイリと会ったことがあるのさ。
10年前。
Mizuko-san's eyes look distant, as if she's remembering the past. But there's no smile on her face, no sense of nostalgia. If anything, she looks kind of lonesome.
私がまだ高校生の頃で。アイリはミサと友達だった。
Aww.
君島こうもね。
Oof. I was shocked when I heard all of this the day before yesterday. The last thing I expected was for Irie and Kimiji Mako to be friends with Misane. But at the same time, it wasn't all that surprising. Uchigaoka Park is close to both my home and the Sonomiya's house. Home after all. The three of us would often play at the park when we were kids.
もう一度教えてくれないかい？どうやればアイリを見ることができるのか。
宇宙が丘公園って言っても広いから行けば絶対に会えるってわけでもないと思うよ。どうもあいつ勝手にフラフラ動いてるらしいし。でも運よく近くにさえいれば。
I put up Uro on my Pokemon to make things easier, or to make things a bit easier to explain.
イルオっていうソフトにちゃんと姿が映るはず。
There. For a second, it felt like my heart stopped beating.
今あいつ
どうした？
Why? Why is she here? I look around the store through my Pokemon, but I don't see her anywhere. Was I just seeing things? Or perhaps Irie's been following me around? Maybe there was another Irie here at the general store from the get-go? Either way, the fact that I only saw her for a split second makes her feel like a real ghost.
いや勘弁してくれないかな。おーい、いるんでしょ。ちょっと出てきてくれないかな。
Once you're made aware of her existence, there's no putting her back in the box. That's why it bugs me so much. It's too late to wish I'd never noticed her. No matter how much we try to stay out of each other's way, ultimately she's still here. No amount of pretending will change that.
それはアイリンに話してるんでしょうか？
Yes. I hear her voice. As long as my Pokemon isn't in sleep mode, I can hear Irie's voice even if I can't see her. It actually gives me the chills. As far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't be surprised if something like this got treated as a virus and erased.
アイリちゃんさ、聞きたいことがあるんだけど。
お兄ちゃんってまた呼んでもいいですか？
勝手にしてよ。
じゃあお兄ちゃん。
Okay, that is the cutest thing. Her joyful tone kinda irks me.
お兄ちゃんがまた話してくれるなんてアイリは嬉しいです。
Aww.
お話とは何でしょう？お天気の話ですか？明日7月12日の鹿児島県種子島屋久島地方のお天気は。
天気の話はいい。
そうですか。
君さ、さっき慰霊商店にいたでしょ。
はい。
She admitted to it?
最近はお兄ちゃんに連れられてあちこち行きました。
Knew it.
学校とか旧空港とか慰霊商店とかお兄ちゃんのお家とかです。
Wait, hold on 1 second.
なんだか遠足みたいで楽しかったです。
Her words are so innocent that they sound like they're coming from that they're from a grade schooler's mouth. Or sorry, grade schooler's summer vacation diary. Yeah, nervous.
つまり、ずっと俺についてきてたってこと？
Sorry, I'm a little bit, shaken up by the last episode of this thing. I know I shouldn't be, because that was last week, technically. So, yeah.
ついていったんじゃなくて関連付けされているんです。
関連付け？
レポートファイルにです。
Ooh. She's attached to the report file? What was that supposed to mean? She's gotta be talking about the committee report from the other day. And wait, where'd that power mark disappear to? Can't seem to find it through Eero today.
さか俺のポケコンにレポートが移動した？
はい、そうなるみたいです。
本気で言ってる？あれってオリジナルデータなの？それをクリックしただけで移動しちゃうの？コピーじゃなく？
はい。
She looks lost. I'm guessing she doesn't understand. And I think on that note, yeah, on that note, I'm going to end the stream here for today. I will see you all on Tuesday for more Batman. Until then, El Sai Kongru.